In late November of 2016, Dictionary.com announced that its word of the year was xenophobia. In fact, searches for this word spiked in late June following the Brexit vote in the UK and a speech by former President Obama accusing former President Trump of promoting nativism or xenophobia. In today's society, as we continue to see more and more xenophobic behaviors, it's imperative to understand what xenophobia truly is. So today, we'll be looking at xenophobia through two different lenses. First, from a psychological lens, and secondly, from a sociology lens. Now, all of us are afraid of something, whether it's something big or even something small. And currently, people across the globe are expressing xenophobic behaviors where they're afraid of others or foreigners. When one exhibits xenophobic behaviors, many claim that it can be explained by a vestigial psychological quirk called the behavioral immune system. Now, this natural reaction tells us to stay away from things that are unfamiliar to us because they might carry harmful pathogens. And while this is meant to keep us healthy, it might actually have the opposite effect on us. In fact, it was the fear of foreigners during the Ebola outbreak in 2014 that prompted villagers to block access to healthcare workers after rumors started that the outsiders were the ones responsible for this disease. In fact, this very example dates back to the 1760s, when European settlers gave Native Americans smallpox. Today, many people justify their use of xenophobia because of a natural reaction, but that does not excuse their behavior. In fact, many claim that hate is a catalyst to xenophobia, but instead, hate is a product, not a catalyst. In Charles Darwin's theory, he tells us that compassion is a natural instinct that all of us share. In fact, he says the success of humanity hinges on the level of compassion and sympathy we have for one another. In fact, many say that they're xenophobic because of this natural reaction, and they can't do anything about it. But you have to remember that we have evolved tremendously in the past, and we continue to evolve today as human beings. So you're able to fight those natural reactions and instead embrace the compassion all of us have inside of us. We can come together as a society who goes away from xenophobic behaviors and instead embraces compassion for all. And while people are expressing xenophobic behavior, so are governments across the globe. Currently, the United States foreign policy has, and the culture they exhibit, there's simply just a disconnect between the two. Currently, the United States limits the number of immigrants and refugees that can enter into the U.S. But the U.S. still meddles in other countries' business on the basis they want to help provide protection for those citizens. For instance, in Afghanistan, U.S. has sent troops there to help stop the human rights violations and to help the women over there. But to this very day, the U.S. hasn't done a single thing to help stop the human rights violations or to help the women over there. They're simply using those as an excuse. If a government is going to be xenophobic, they cannot be engaging in foreign policies. The two simply are incompatible. When former President Donald Trump used the word Chinese virus, it spurred on hate speech across the United States against China. But while the U.S. was exhibiting xenophobic behaviors towards China, the U.S. was still engaging in trade with them. We still have foreign policies that involve them and affect them. If a country is going to be xenophobic, they have to be isolationist. As a society, even as a nation, all of us can come together where we embrace compassion for one another. But we must engage in meaningful dialogue where we can understand one another better. Instead, we can move away from a society who accepts xenophobia and instead embrace and become a society who who embraces compassion and empathy for all.